Hello all. So we are live and so welcome to day 2 and we are going to start means the day 2. Hope you have learned a lot in day 1 and it was a nice learning experience, and today we are going to continue on day 2 and continue our CSS journey, and soon we are going to do Flexbox and Grid also. Okay, that's the main thing which we are going to do. Okay, so let's get started then. Let me share my screen. Okay. Okay. Okay, so this is what, hello all. As you all know that I give a certification. So this is also day 2 of the participation certification, and you will give your attendance form. You will be attendance form, attendance form will be given at the end, and if you fill it you get a participation. So all 5 days you have to fill, then only you are going to get the participation certificate from me, from our company. The attendance form will be given at the end. So hello all, so this is like that, and let me pin it. So if you are watching from some other platform like LinkedIn and all, so I am not seeing the chat from there because I'm mainly on YouTube and one another platform. So it is like that. Yeah, so let us start, Miss, while we have left, because we have a lot of things to cover, and this is what we created on day 1. If you're not seeing the day 1 video still, so go back to my channel. It is there on the day 1. If you're not filled attendance, I've considered this time, go and fill the attendance from there, and it will be there somewhere in the live chat. So do that, because I want to give the attendance, give the participant certificate to a lot of people. Okay, so a lot of people like that participation certificate, and let's get started. So what we had done all these things yesterday, and we finally built this beautiful thing. Okay, this thing we have created, and the first part of the CSS was done. We created this list and all. Okay, so now let's start it, and today we are going to start with the styling of form. So styling of form is the first thing which we are going to do. So let's get started, and we have to complete this today. And my form, this has gone a bit low. So what I will do, the same trick I'll do, a br I'll do, and a hr, horizontal rule I have to do it, and hr I'll do, and then form dot my form. Okay, so let us create a form and let us do all these things like classes and all I will take, so that will be good. So classes all I will take, so that it will be easy to give the styles. So form is there, then div dot form group. So this is a shortcut, okay, in Amit. So div dot form group take, and then I'll press a tab key, and it will press like that. Okay, then I will have a label, ABEL label, and then the name like this, and then input. Okay, it have to come down, and input type is text, and name equal to name. Okay, that is done. Similarly, let me copy it. I hope you all able to see my screen. I have made it to the maximum. Okay, so there is there, a name is there on email. Type text is okay, and because we are going to style it, the main thing is to style it. Okay, and then another one is form group, and it will be message, and this will be a text area. Okay, it will be a text area, and name is message, and text area is there, and then input type is submit, and class equal to button, and value equal to submit is there. Save it. So this is what we have. This is actually way to break. Okay, so this is what we have, and now as always it will be shown very ugly. Okay, let me have a HR and br also. So it is it will show like this ugly form, HTML form, like this HTML form. So now we are going to beautify with CSS. Okay, so let's do that. So there is the golden rule to beautify anything, and that thing is just to add a padding. So I'll do this from here. My form. Hope you all got this code yesterday. I put it in the description. So today also I'll put it in the same description, and it will be actually the same code or same zip only. So okay, padding is like 20 pixel. I'll give, as I put padding, giving a padding is a golden rule. Padding is all around, because we have seen the box model also. Padding is all around it. So all around it, the padding has been created. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to do my form group. I'm going to do, and then padding bottom is 15 px. So what I'm going to what I have just done, good evening, form padding bottom. After this form group, I've given a padding bottom. In the HTML class, I've seen that we were using a break row, but in CSS we have a lot of things. So I want some space between this or, so I've just given the padding bottom of 15 px in the form group. See that some space has been created. Now the next thing is that see what I want, these labels to be on separate lines. Okay, so one way through HTML is to wrap it in a div, because label and input, both of them, see, both of them are inline element. Both of them will come one after the another. So there is a good way to do with CSS without wrapping it with unnecessary div and all this thing. Or maybe another way is to add a BR here. But the better way is to make this label itself a display of block level element. So how to do it with CSS? To do it with CSS, I'll come here at my form and label, I'll do, and display is block. I'll do save it. The moment I do this, it will come in its own line. This will block I have done. So the next thing is that, see, I want some padding here in this text also. I'm typing, so it is taking it completely. So I want some padding here, and I want this to be extended completely, so that it will be nice. Okay, so sir, which is the best in padding? It depends. Anything you give, whatever feels good, percentage, pixel, and whatever. EM also you can take, REM also you can take, doesn't matter. These things are known as eyeballing, so you should see correctly. Or in the case if the designer gives something and you're able to achieve it with pixel, it's okay. A percentage, whatever you take, it doesn't matter, unless means anyways in the other screens, the mobile screens or the tablet screen, the mobile code, you have to do some adjustments there if it is like that, whatever the design gives. Okay, so what I want to do, I want to choose this thing, and this thing. So one way is to give a common class to all of them. Another way is to, this to our type text, there is another way to choose that element. So we are going to do that. My form and input is of type is of text. Okay, so it will choose both of them are type text. If it would have been type of email, then I have to give another comma. That's why I didn't took it. Okay, and then my form text area is like this, and then padding is 8 pixel. So I give the padding at 8 pixel. Now see, there is a space all around it, and it is looking quite good. And now I have to extend it completely. For that, what I'm going to do, width is 100%. Save it, and width is 100%, and it is completely fixed. Only the thing which is remaining is to make the button good. Button look good, because button is very ugly. It is the normal button, it is there. So we'll make the button look good. So for that, dot button, because that is the class for the button. Button has a dot button class. That class of button is there, so we're going to do it. And the thing is that first thing is let's give some padding of 15px. Padding of 15px. So all the way around 15px is way too much, and actually it should be 10px. Top down 10px and right and left is 15px. I think it is okay. It is okay. And then border is none, and border radius is 0.2 m and font size is 1 rem. Okay, so this is done. Let me see. Yeah, it is showing quite good. And background, let's take something different. Background is I like these light colors, light blue maybe. How is light blue looking? Oh, it should be dark. So dark magenta is good, and so the color should be white, because on a dark background the color should be white always. So it is now looking much more better. Okay, and so that is there. And now I will just change the hover property, because the hover property should also be changed for a button. You all might have seen that when we hover a button, over something like button, I'll do hover and background is maybe light parallel, and cursor is pointer, which is very important. Cursor is pointer. So this is like this, and I'll take my mouse over and see it's changing. So it is changing like this. Okay, so this is what it is all about, styling a form. So we have done this, styling a form. So now the next thing which we are going to do is alignment and floating. So this is a very important topic, alignment and floating. Why? See, this is there in CSS from 1995, and because of this, it is a bit problematic thing, and you should not use it now, and you'll find it very less in the code. Maybe some developer still uses this thing, because some developer is still doing this thing, and because of this, frameworks like Bootstrap came to prominence, because this is a bit difficult and have some bugs also. But in 2015, around Flexbox and Grid were released by CSS team W3C, and they are the way to go nowadays. In India also, all startup generally works in Flexbox and Grid, because with that you can create very beautiful sites, and even Bootstrap cannot come close to that, because you can create all the sites will look very different. Okay, so Bootstrap also will not come close to that. So let us do that, and let us do first, but then we have to do first float. So float, Flexbox and Grid, they are the different layout techniques. See, the website, if you're going to make a website, it cannot be created with the things which you have just learned. It is created with some layout techniques only. So float is one of the layout techniques. Okay, so we are going to look into the float first. Okay, so let us do that. And what are floats? Okay, so let us do that. So for that, we have to first go to the index, and here the HR is there, BR is there. So we'll have a div dot block. So we are going to first create a 3-column layout with your floats. H2 heading 1 P lorem, maybe this much. I'll have it 3 times. Heading 2, heading 3, heading 3, and this all are there. But I'm going to have one more thing after this. HR and BR. Save it. By default, everything is div, so it will look like this. And again, we have this nice color for this paragraph. So nice color and all this. So it is showing like this, and it is looking very good actually. So what I want to do, I want to do it a 3-column layout, a very popular 3-column layout. So it is equally in the 3 columns. So for that, what we are going to do, see this block is common in all these 3. Okay, so I'll do the block. I just select the block, and I'll do a float of left. Float of left means it will float everything to the left. Okay, but if I do like this, nothing will happen. But you have to give a width for each one of them. So because everything is floated to the left, but nothing is happening. So with 33.33%, because that is how 100 is divided, 33.33%. Now see, all of them are one after the another. So you might be thinking that it is all right. It is a very good technique. So it is divided into 3-column layout with the float and 33. But see one thing, where is the HR? There was a HR which I have given after this HR. This has gone. This is nowhere to be found, because this div this floats have a very big issue that once even they are complete, they will mess up with the style after them. So they will mess up with that. And to fix this thing, we want to, means whenever the float is complete, we want to have something so that the floats are not messing up with the styles after that. And this was a big issue with float. So for that, a lot of solutions are there, and one of the solution is to have an empty div of clear fix after we're done with float. All these things I'm done with float. So after that, what I'm going to do here, I'll have a div of class equal to clear fix. Is there? Save it. Now, so this is how it is done. A clear fix I've done, and then I will come here and then dot clear fix clear both. So this is a CSS thing. Clear both means actually there is float right also. So that's why we write clear for. See, now everything is coming. That is also coming, and the break row is also coming. So this is how we solve this issue. So now we are going to again see, we are not done with float yet. We are going to create a 2-column layout. The one column will be more and one will be having the sidebar. So we are going to create a 2-column layout with your here. Okay. So with your floats. Okay. So let us do that. And here we are going to have a div of hash main block and h2 heading and e of lorem okay, pf lorem, and then div hash of sidebar. So a sidebar is there, and this will only have a p of lorem like this. Maybe like this p only it will have. So I have two things, div of main block and this of there, and then I will have a HR as always. So it will look like this as always. So now I want a 2-column layout, means one will occupy most of the part and other will occupy rest. So a very popular 2-column layout. So main block is there. So I'll come here and then I'll do a hash of main block and float left and width of 70% and side bar. So float right is also there. As I was telling, the float right is also there, and width of 30% will be there. And I will do it and see. It will be done perfectly. It is done. Float left and float right, both of them are done perfectly. The layout is almost perfect. But I want to tell one more thing here before moving forward, and that is, suppose I am giving some, so I have given this 1730 means it is taking completely. I will give a padding of 15 px and border also I want to give border of 1 px solid black. I'll have both of these things. I'll have padding of 15 px and this I'll have, save it. Okay. So sir, why you're using 8 px and not 10 px? Because I have done this earlier also, so that's why. Okay. How are you getting suggestion when you are coding? I have way too many AI in my VS Code. Some of the AI are already there, and this is a good question. So how we are getting all the suggestions? I actually do use way too many AI things. One of them is this Tab9, and one of them is this GitHub Copilot. Both of them I have. So they give me suggestions. So they help me, but that I know the code. Okay, so this is there, and they know what I type, so sometimes they give the right suggestion. Okay, so padding and border is there. So padding and border is there. So both of them I have given. So now what will happen? Okay, so now if I go here, See what is happening now. uh it is now it is now over it. Okay, it is now over it. Okay, and this is also okay. One more thing we have to do, which we forgot actually, which is this: we have to do a clear fix again, or else it was messing up. Okay, even with the clear fix, so this is going over. So why it is going over? Because what happens by default, everything is a content box, which is there is a box sizing is there. It means that every element, it takes width plus border and padding. So whatever width I am giving, whatever width is 70%, so plus 15%, 15 pixel of 70% plus 15 plus 1 is 16, 70% plus 60 pixel. So this is known as uh, box sizing content box. So you might be seeing this thing, a lot of people do this thing. Okay, so what we are going to do here, we are going to do a box sizing. You see that people when start CSS, they will do this thing. So that's why I wanted to tell this thing. Box sizing is border box, and box sizing is border box. I'll do box sizing is border box, box sizing is border box. I'll do, and see now it is fixed. Now it is fixed, because now what will happen, inside this 70% only this padding and the border are there. Padding and the border are there, inside is 70% only. So this is with float, and I don't want to go much detail in float, and you should also not do much of float, because I have a lot of front-end mentor challenges on my channel, and I will tell about that on my YouTube channel. Those who are watching from other, please do come to my YouTube channel, and please do subscribe to from there. So if you're watching from Creator, there is a link, free link is there. Please go there and please subscribe to my channel. Okay, and so I have a lot of front-end mentor challenges. That is the way to actually practice CSS. So someone is asking where we do the project. I might not get the time to do the project, but I've done a lot of projects on my channel. Go do the front-end mentor challenge. Maybe I'll tell a little about it at the end. What is front-end mentor challenges and how you do that to become very good in CSS. So that is there. So let us move ahead, because we have to complete a lot. We have to complete Flexbox and Grid also. Today only, I want to complete the main part of the CSS, and after that, we are going to go to this Flexbox and Grid. Because Flexbox will take 1 day, and CSS Grid might take 2 days. Might be I will be able to do a small project, because everybody is asking for projects. Okay. So now, see, one thing I want to tell: this Flexbox, this float are not used that much nowadays. So if you don't also understand it or don't do it, maybe some old code is there, you'll find this thing. But today you should always go with Flexbox and Grid. Okay, that is there. Now we are going to cover a very important topic, which is one sec, which is yeah, so which is positioning. Which is positioning. Box sizing, it will be difficult to share one more thing right now. So the thing is that we are running out of time. So box sizing, you might have seen in a lot of places that in the star you might have seen someone like those dialects. Okay, and box sizing is border box. By default, what happens, it is content box. Okay, by default it is content box. So let me explain it once again. What is this means? It's a mainly theoretical concept, but yeah, it is used there. See, there is a width properties there. So if it is content box, box sizing is content box, then in the width, the padding and the border are not included. They are top of it, content box. But if you take it as border box, these are included in that. Padding and border are included in that. Inside that 70%, it will be included. So most of the time, you will see that developers do this thing, box sizing, border box at the top, which I have shown. Okay, I hope it is clear now. So that is there. And now we are going to learn about a very important thing known as positioning in CSS. So positioning in CSS is a very important thing to be learned, because that is used today also. See what happens, even if you're doing layout, there are a lot of times when it happens that you have to move something at some places what the designer have told you. So designers actually creates very complicated designs. So sometimes you have to use those positioning. So there are some positioning things like static. By default everything is static, but relative, absolute, and fixed, they are the three things which are very important, and relative and absolute are also the other one which is very important. Share the channel please. This is I think someone is asking on the YouTube. Okay, YouTube or where else? Okay, Okay, someone is asking, share the channel, please. If you are asking on YouTube, YouTube, then you are on this channel. You are on this channel only. So please do subscribe to it. You are on this channel, and if you are on YouTube, you are on this channel. Someone is asking on YouTube, share the channel because you are on this channel only. So do subscribe, and if you are asking from somewhere else, okay, one sec. So let me give. Okay. 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 Okay, so let's just start it with positioning because it's a very important thing to do, and we are going to learn about relative and absolute first. And for that, what we're going to have here in the index.html, I'm there, and then I will have a div of dot position box, div of position box, and here I will have a h1 of CSS and h2 of crash course. We are going to have save it. Now let us add some style for this position box. Okay. And the char is there. Let us have some br, save it. So just plain text is this, it will show like this. Okay, so now we are going to add some styles. So I'm going here, and then dot position box, and then width of 800 pixel and height of 500 pixel and border of 1 pixel solid black. Save it. I have to go back. See, it will be shown like this. Okay, so a width of 800 pixel, a box I'm creating, width of 800 pixel, height of 500 pixel, and a border I've created so that I can see. So what is there? So a lot of time what happens, see this h1 and h3 are there. H1 and h2 I have taken. Okay, h1 and h2. Okay, h1 and h2 I have taken. So h1 and h2 are there. I want to move them around. So okay. So okay, so okay, so how we are going to do? Okay, so what we are going to do here now, we are going to have we want to move these things around. So mainly we want to move the h1 around. H1 we want to move it around. Okay, h1 we have to move it around. So how to do that? How to move the h1? Actually I want to move it below. So how to do that? So for that, position absolute is there. Okay, so position box h1 is there. So this is how I choose the h1, and then the position absolute is there, and then top of 40 pixel because I want to move it down. Okay, top of 40 pixel I'm doing it. I want to move it down. I want to move the h1, and position absolute is to move anything. And when you give something as position absolute, you have like top, left, right, and bottom. You have those things. Okay, so like those things you have. So see, but I moved the h1, the h1 is gone. Where is the h1? Where is the h1? Okay, see, actually the h1 have come here. See, this was the h1 which I have done. CSS, so this has come here. So why it has come here? So it has come here because the position absolute, what it means, if I don't give its parent as relative, which we are going to do soon, it means it thinks the whole of the web page is its parent. Whole of the web page is its parent. So what happens means, if whole of the web page is its parent, what is it is going to do? From the top, from this top, it is giving it 40 pixel. From the top, it is giving it 40 pixel. But I wanted to move it inside this box only. I want to move it inside this box only. So what to do that? How to fix it? To fix it, the parent of h1, parent of this h1, not every h1, parent of this h1 is this position box. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to make it position is relative. Position is relative. I have to do. Okay, save it. And if I go back, see, now it has moved down 40 pixel, and H1 was, and its original position was top, so it has moved down. It has moved down. Okay, it has moved down. It has moved down. So this is how it is done. Okay, so top I have come in. So this is how we move it. So why it is useful? See, as I've told, that designer will give you something. The designer, they might small things which is very difficult to achieve with a layout. So position we use a lot. We can move with this top, left, bottom, right are very powerful, and we can move anything anywhere with these things. Just make the parent as position relative if you want to move it inside something, and then with the position absolutely you can move it anywhere, just like that. Maybe let's move it a bit more. So top is 150, and left is like 200 pixel, like this. And let me save it now. So see, now from the top 140 pixel and left is 200 pixel, it is moving. Okay, so that is there. And now, hello Richin. So now we can move the same way. We can move the H2 position box, and H2 I'm going to move, and position absolute, and then here I'm going to move the bottom as, so see, top, left, bottom, right, we have access to 4 things. So bottom I will make at 40 pixel, and then right as 200 pixel. I'll do, save it. So see, now this is also moving. So this is how powerful it is. Position thing is how powerful this is. So now the position, relative, and absolute are done. So now what we are going to learn, we are going to learn about fixed, position fixed. Position fixed is again very important, because we can create a thing with it. We can create a fixed thing with it. I will show. Okay. So for this, no relative or those things are required. So button I will create, and fixed button I'll do, and class equal to button. So I'm taking the class button because it is very beautified, and then I will have another class. So like this we can have multiple classes, and button I'll do, save it. See, now what will happen, beautiful class is been shown because we are already given the thing of this class. So fixed button I have written. So what is this position fixed? So this fixed button class, I'll take fixed button, and position is fixed, and top is 20 pixel. Save it. See, now from the top it is 20 pixels. The fixed button is here. Now even if I scroll this mouse, it is fixed there. So that's why it is very powerful. And with the help of this, we can have something like a fixed header. You might have seen that fixed navbar is there. Even if you are scrolling, the navbar will be there. Fixed footer can also be formed, or something like this. If I move it at the center, call to action is there. Like you might have seen in some website that you can click to get to WhatsApp, and all those things we can do. So with this, you can do that. So position fixes, that's a very important, and we use it a lot is okay. So that is there. And now the next thing which we are going to do here is as in all the websites, means the images are very important thing. So we are going to do the images. Let's do the images here. And for these images, let me bring some image first, and images I'll have, and then we are going to go to unsplash.com, and here we are going to do some desktop setup. Okay, so this one I'll choose, and I'm going to choose a small image. Okay, small image I'm going to choose. Cut it, revealing file explorer, images, I'll go paste it, and unsplash I'll give. Okay, So Unsplash have given. So the Unsplash image is there, which is a bit small, It's showing it as big, but it is a bit small. So now, so we have already seen that images we can give from the image tag also, but there is another way to give image through CSS, and that is through style.css. I'm go the position relative. Maybe I want to show that image inside this position box. Inside this position box, I want to show the image. So I'll do background image as URL, and here I will give the path images and unsplash.jpg. I'll do and save it. I'll go back here. See, the image has been there, but see, it is getting repeated. It is getting repeated again. This bars is there. It is getting repeated. Why it is getting repeated? Because the image was a bit smaller. This is 800 by 500, and the image was 600 by something. Something is there. It is quite small in comparison to that. So that's why it is getting repeated, which is not a good thing. So let's fix that. So for that, we are going to do background repeat as no repeat. So there is a thing known as no repeat. See now what will happen, but it has increased our problem, because see now even no image has been shown here. It has increased our problem, not reduced it. It has increased it. No repeat is very important to do. Then what we are going to do? We are going to do background size, not cover, background size as cover. Background size as cover. I'm going to do. So let me save it. See, now it is perfect, and this is how to make an image fit exactly something like that. And a lot of people who start with CSS, they do anything like image width and height they will give, and that distorts the image. And this is the perfect way to have the image fit and without getting distracted. Means the main work is been done by your CSS only. So main work has been done by them. So your image will not be distorted. So in this way, the image will not be distorted, and it will be looking very good. Means and you should always do this thing from the background image. You give the image, then background repeat, and the background size cover you are going to do. So this is there. So let us see one more thing. What will happen if I give a bigger image? Okay, what will happen if I give a bigger image? So this Unsplash is there. Actually, I opened this for that reason only. Where am I? Okay, so this is there. I choose the same image, but what I'm going to choose, I will choose the maybe the biggest size. Okay, biggest size I've choose. Okay, and then Control X. Background, contain, and cover. That's a good question. And I may use background cover, but content is also there. I think both of them work like same, but this is a thing is there. I don't remember, but background content also will do the same thing, but there is a different. Cannot remember right now. So if I do a background content also, see it will contain the image. No, it is not containing. Oh, so cover only covers it. Cover was only covering it. Okay, content is not covering it. Okay, how do you knew that? Content means cover is better, so that's why I have always used cover. Maybe content is also there. I need to check it out, or you can check it out on the internet. What is this content? Okay, so now I have taken a very big image. Actually, I have taken a very big image, which is the biggest. Okay, so which is the biggest image. And now what I'm going to do, I am going to what is the name of the image? Name of the image is large. Okay, so large Unsplash is there. Large Unsplash I have to save it. Now I'll come here. Oh, everything is done. Okay, so again, let me actually first do it, because see now it is such a big image that only the dots are being shown. Maybe some from the top, the dots are being shown. So again, to fix it, we need to do both of these things. Okay, and in fact, background repeat, no repeat is not required, but it is always advisable to keep these two things and save it, and it will be fixed. And so why I did this thing? So actually it is always said that you should a bigger image, and if you then do this thing, all these things, bring a big image and then do this background repeat, no repeat, and background size cover. See, even with a small image it won't be distorted, but if you are having a very high definition TV or something, it might be seen a little bit distorted. But if you're bringing a bigger image and then compressing it, it will not be distorted. So it is always advisable to bring a big image and then do this thing, background repeat, no repeat, and background size cover. So you do this thing and then it will be fixed. Okay, so now we're done with this. There is one more thing which is remaining actually, and that is like pseudo. We have to do this pseudo classes. So we have done one pseudo thing. See, I think, yeah, this hover is also known as pseudo thing. Means this colon I'm giving, so this is also known as pseudo, but there are some other pseudo things also are there. So we are going to see that. Okay, and then can you put this image for the whole page? Yeah, put it. Put the image for the whole web page. It is look very bad. Like this you do. Bootstrap is not important for anyone. And I don't understand. Sometimes people don't understand what a web designer is. Web designer doesn't even, in older days, web designer doesn't even used to do anything of like this. Why a web designer will do anything actually? Web designer don't work. The main work of web designer are to work on something known as a Figma. So they design these beautiful things. Okay, so see, someone is telling this thing, so I did for the whole thing and it is looking like this. You can do this, and the body you have to do. Okay, on the body you have to do. So Bootstrap is not important for anyone, including a web designer. People actually here don't understand what a web designer is. A web designer is not at all a web developer. A web designer is someone who works with Figma. Figma is a tool. There are actually three tools in which the web designer work. Earlier they used to work in Photoshop exactly, but now there is specific tool, and they are like Figma, Adobe XD, and Sketch. Yeah, Figma, Adobe XD, and Sketch. And earlier what used to happen, this Sketch was the most popular one, and it used to run on Mac only. So you might have seen all the designers, they carry this Mac and all those things. Nowadays also they carry this Mac, because a designer, a real designer, is paid at least 5 to 6 times more than a developer, because a designer is considered as an artist, and we all know that artists are paid more by from any developer, and they goes to art school. The proper designer don't go to normal school, they go to art school. Top art schools they go. So who might have designed this website for Apple and all, their top designers of the world are there. So they goes to very very big art schools, they don't go for development schools. And nowadays, if see the level of design, if you go a bit down, what happens, they need to know HTML CSS also a bit, HTML and CSS also a bit, because nowadays the tools are coming like Figma and all. So what they give directly HTML and CSS, so a bit of HTML CSS they should know. But designers never go beyond designing and all those things, and they design something as a developer. The CSS part have to be created by a developer. And as I have told, Bootstrap, is don't go with Bootstrap. If you want to do Bootstrap, yeah, do it, because then you can do some small thing. But if a designer gives you, so okay, let me take to the main thing. Means there is a thing in which I always say, there is a site known as Front End Mentor, because we are almost done. So let's do this only. So Front End Mentor, this is a very good site. And if you want to be a very good developer, you have to come here and you have to do the challenges. So what it happens, it gives you this all these files it gives you, and you have to create this thing. Now tell me how you are going to make this in Bootstrap. You cannot make it this in Bootstrap. You just cannot make it this in Bootstrap. These kind of things are made very well with Grid, Flexbox, and they are very difficult to make with Bootstrap. Bootstrap are easy to use, and Bootstrap can be used. I also use Bootstrap. Bootstrap can be used to make enterprise projects a lot. Enterprise projects, but as you all know, nowadays more jobs are in startups, not in enterprise projects. You should be aiming to make the next Cred or the Apple site, not the next some very boring enterprise site. Okay, so this is their Sketch and Figma. These designs are made in Sketch and Figma. and then the developer have to develop it, and it is very difficult. You can make it in Bootstrap also, but it is very difficult to make it in Bootstrap. Bootstrap has this common, the problem with Bootstrap is that it has got this 6 grid layout, 12 grid layout, I think. 12 grid layouts are there, so that's very difficult to do great designing there. And even if you use Bootstrap, you should know this position thing is very important to know. Okay, and designers are totally different than developer. Please means know about it. Designers are totally different, and you I don't teach design. You have to learn it from some different places, and even a small designing course you are going to do, nobody is going to give you less than 1 lakh rupees, because designers are actually paid in, not in gold, they're paid in diamonds. If the React developers are paid in gold, as I always say, then the designers are paid in diamonds. Okay, that is like that. So that is there. And then we are going to do the last topic of today, because I was thinking that to do Flexbox, but yeah, people asking very interesting questions. HR and yeah, and HR. Okay, so unordered list, dot my list is there, and then li item 1, and I do have a lot of front-end mentor playlists on my YouTube channel, so if you want you can go through that. Okay, front-end mentor challenge, they're really good way to, means I'm teaching the theory only right now in this all, and then after that you have to make a lot of CSS projects. A lot means a lot of CSS projects. A lot of CSS projects you can means get the thinking of a developer, how the developer thinks, and you if you see those videos, you'll see how I think and how I create those designs which the designer will give me. Okay, that is there. And let me do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I only want one side of how to come. So so that I have to see. I don't know, means you have to connect with me. That I cannot tell it on the chat. Someone is telling that the background cover to my website, the cut off in the middle. And use a very big image that is bigger than anything, and it will be done. Okay. Mm, you have learned Java. You want to go to someone is asking, I have learned Java. Should I stick to Android or go to web development? See, Java and JavaScript are totally different things. So how can you be a web developer with Java? I don't understand. You should know that much difference, that JavaScript and Java are totally two different things. And if you want to be a Android developer, even Java is not used in Android development anymore. It is the age of Kotlin. Java is not at all used nowadays. Nobody uses Java. Use Kotlin. But if you know Java, Kotlin is easy to pick up, and Java is definitely a difficult language. If you learn Java, if you want to go to Android development, go to Android development. Okay. So a lot of people asking a lot of questions, and I have generally solved this question on Friday, and it's okay. Okay. So okay, I just forgot to do one thing. Okay, so that is to give the attendance sheet. So this attendance sheet I am giving, so that you have to fill for all 5 days, so that I can know you have attended the complete session and all. So I will give this attendance sheet, and you fill it if you want a night's participation certificate from me, which I give every week. So this is for a day 2. Okay, so mark your attendance here. Okay, someone is asking something. CSS is good in internal. Definitely, external CSS is the best one, and inline CSS is also used a lot, but don't use internal CSS. External CSS, just like I am using, this is the use most in the industry, and go stick with this only. Okay, so this is there. Okay, so as I was telling, okay, we are doing the last topic. Let us do this thing. Okay, so I have a list like this 8 things are there, and then I will go here, and then got my list. And so what is this your pseudo element? So ally I am choosing, ally, my child ally. Then I have something known as first child. First child, this is known as a pseudo element. Okay, and background is Rebecca blue maybe. Okay, everything which is on my YouTube channel, I don't know if, I think you're on YouTube only, so it will be there on the YouTube channel only. Everything whatever platform I'm doing, and for creator people it will be there on creator, and for YouTube people it will be there on the YouTube channel, so you can go and it will be there. Everything is there, I don't delete it or all. So this is there, and I will share the code. Definitely it will be there in the description. So my list, like first child I have done. So first child is a pseudo element. Okay, first child is pseudo element. I've done this. So see, the first one is made like this. So like the first child is there, we have last child also. Last child also is there. Last child, maybe not Ravika blue, maybe royal blue is there. Save it, royal blue. And we have another thing known as dot my list and ally and net child 5 and background maybe lights. So we can use something like this, and it child and give a number, but the first child and last child we can take it like this. Okay, so this is it, this will be done like this. Similar to that, we have another very cool thing. So let me show it quickly and we'll wrap it out. And some people are asking some questions. Let me do one thing. Dynamic. So I wanted to have a dynamic list. Let me save it. Dot dynamic list. Okay, what I did. Dot dynamic list, and then line net child can have even also. Okay, even also we can have, and background is light green and odd maybe light Carol. So this odd and even something is we can take, and this way you'll find this way a lot. Means odd and even will take, and it means it if even if I increase one of it and it like it, I don't have to dependent on anything. Means I make it 9, so it will be like this. Okay, so it is like this. Okay, so this someone have something else to ask. So today's session link, but sorry, if the external means we have to link them externally. No, it doesn't take time. Why it will take time? You just have to add this thing. Everything is very fast. It doesn't take time. It doesn't take time. It is not something like it will take time. Nobody does internal. Means you go somewhere in some company and they will the team lead won't allow you to do internal. Nobody will allow you to do internal. Maybe they will allow you to do this inline CSS, but nobody is going to allow you to do this thing. And this I have not seen in any code. Always there is external sheet is always there. It doesn't take that much time, and I don't even know means how this it doesn't take time. The main thing is that it doesn't take time. Okay, so that is there, and today we are done. Means here only we are done, and so from tomorrow we are going to start Flexbox. So all of you to please attend that, and hope all of you mark the attendance sheet, and all of you are invited. Means tomorrow we are going to do Flexbox. Flexbox is a very important thing, and once you learn that, you can develop very good site in front end mentor. After that means doing this thing Flexbox basics and grid base. After the 2 days will be grid basic. Maybe I will try to do one project, and all of you can then do it. Okay, and someone was asking something about your GitHub. I cannot tell much about GitHub, but let me tell a bit about GitHub. Means someone is asking, although I'm sharing maybe. Okay, so see, generally I had what I did. Okay, so yesterday after a class, what I did, let me quickly take a GitHub thing. Means I just did a git init, then I did a git add, then git commit. Then when you create a new GitHub repository, it will ask you to give this thing. And then I added a remote and all this thing. So today what I'm going to do, again I have to do git add dot, because I have changed something. Okay, then I do git commit -m and second day. GitHub is very important. And then I just have to do a git push, but sometimes it causes a lot of issues in people's system. And then I'm going to give the zip link only in the description, because it is sometimes difficult for people to don't know GitHub to do it. I'll give the zip link so that you can just click it and you can get it. Okay, so okay, so with this, suppose I've given property for all text input. Can I change again properties for all text input? I'm not getting, someone is asking, so I'm given property for all text input. Can I change one input? Yeah, you can change one input. Why cannot you give a separate class name for it, and you can do it. Give a separate, if you want to change for one thing, give an ID. I will suggest give an ID to it and it will do it. Okay, so with this means today I will stop here, and we'll meet tomorrow at the same time, 8:30 p.m. YouTube people can come here, creator people can come to creator. Okay, so with this I'll end today's. Thank you all, and where